Welcome to the stream. It's just gonna be a chill session.
Totally. It's definitely nothing big gonna happen today.
Hi, welcome to Open for Adventure. This is the 21st session of Sunday Friends. And I don't think we have any major announcements to get out before we start, which means, Devereaux, would you kindly give us a recap?
Oh man. Okay. Yeah, I guess. So let's see. It's been a little bit, but we had a quick bath and relaxing time when we got to Azmarin, and then we we went to our room and saw what was there. Man, we had a lot of talking last time, which was great. I wasn't privy to all the conversations that were had, though, so I guess there's going to be some gaps in my memory, but I know. Oh, all of the everything. I talked to Gert, and I really wanted to, I don't know, hang out and, I don't know, do like dinner or something, and we kind of talked, and I tried to let her know that if she needs help getting back on her feet, that I would give her a hand. There is a cat in here. Thank you, cat. And we got to meet Sura and Azmarin again, and
Keep going.
And Kendall and Kendall was really flustered by Sura, like usual. It's pretty obvious he really likes her, but he's I don't think he's really sure what he's doing with that, but that's okay. Most of us don't know what the heck we're doing, so I feel you, Kendall. It's all right. Speaking of which, we went to the library to do some research because we don't know what the heck we're doing. And by we, I mean Salix and Kiri and Gert and myself all went. Kendall went for a moment too, but he didn't really read books. And then Ian Sora went off and did their thing, whatever that really was, but I'm not really sure. And Kiri and Salix had a discussion about the Grove. And I was kind of half listening because I was paying attention to what Gert was doing, but I feel like there was some talk about cattle and energy, and it sounded pretty intense. But I suppose it's all right because nobody fought with each other after the conversation, so that's a plus. I think it was a productive discussion. I think Kiri and Salix might have come to some sort of modicum of understanding. Maybe, I'm not really sure. But besides that, I mean, let's see, what else do we do? Let's see. Yeah, I mean, I feel pretty good about that. I know there's a lot that Ren knows there's a lot that they're not touching on because Dev doesn't know about it, but that's okay. We had a great time talking and feeling things last time.
That you did. Sunday Friends, it is around 7 o'clock in the evening. You find yourselves in your tavern. It's dinner. You have Devereaux, Kiri, Salix, Kendall, But you also have Vesper, Sentinel, Gert, and Sura, all in the same place.
A big table.
It's a very big table. Twice as big as you all are used to. It's a great time. Does anybody... Hold on, excuse me. Would anybody like to describe what their character is doing?
At one point, while making extra salads for people, Salix will say, "You know, it's actually really nice to have such a full table. You know, so many people around that all care about each other. When Kendall and I started, it was just the two of us, but we've made so many friends. It's really nice."
You feel a hand grab yours under the table.
I squeeze it.
With my mouth full, I'm kind of just I'm going to agree with Salix, but I'm just, my sentiment's more of, well, it's nice that we can all order different food and try new things, and I'm kind of just like staring at Sura's plate because she ordered something different than me.
Fuzzy, stop talking with your mouth full. How many times do we have to tell you?
Okay. As I take a really big gulp and just get rid of the food in my mouth. Just once.
Per meal, right?
What?
I said per
Yeah.
meal, not per
Oh,
meal.
I heard Camille. Sorry.
No.
Even your web caption even says Camille.
Well, I can't
No.
speak for the web captioner.
The web captioner does speak for you, though.
Okay.
We should also, since everybody's here, we should also probably think about finding a more permanent home in the city if we're planning on staying here for a while.
Sentinel speaks up. How long are you thinking about staying?
Kind of look around. It was suggested a month to a year, but I kind of feel like that's a little long.
I think a couple of weeks should probably do it.
Well, I could, Oh, sorry, this is not Sentinel speaking. Vesper kind of piped up as well. I could look into where the houses are that they're putting the citizens of Grassgraven.
It's not working now.
Your web
There it
captioners.
goes.
Ah, there we go.
There it goes, apparently.
Oh, so long as there's enough housing for everyone who needs it, we would, I'm sure. I don't want to speak for everyone, but I'm sure we'd appreciate it.
Well, I mean, we can pay for housing, and I was just thinking we should look for it.
Vesper speaks up again. Interestingly enough, there's a surplus of housing here in Asbrin. Gert would know. There was an event here, maybe 15 years ago. And they lost a quarter of their people in the incursion.
I'm sorry, what?
The Devil Incursion. About 15 years ago, Asmarin was swarmed from the inside. The entire royal family, except for King Theo, was slaughtered in their home.
I'm just like slowly taking a bite out of my meal.
What's wrong?
I feel like I don't know about this.
You, Devereaux, you might, if you'd like to. Or do you think Devereaux just wouldn't?
I feel like Devereaux might, so if I might
Go ahead.
try and recall, what would you like me to do?
History check with advantage.
History check. I'm good at that. Ooh, a 25.
Beautiful. Yes, you would have known all about the incursion. This was a grand event. It essentially, a huge teleportation portal opened up in the middle of the city, and devils poured out. They held the city captive for years. Like maybe it was a year and a day that it took them to get it back. They killed all of the royal family except for one who was on adventuring at the time, the youngest son, and tore the city apart. Essentially, it's you would know it was like what you experience in Grassgrave, except for on a much larger magnitude. You also would know that the Empire's response to this was to lock the city down and not let anybody in or out. Because the devils were supposedly impersonating citizens, and the Empire was worried about a spread, and they couldn't, according to the Empire, they could not go in and save them. So they held the city under a quarantine, under lockdown.
It's one thing to read about it in a book, but it's entirely different to experience it.
Well, from what I understand, that's why the people are so loyal here. King Theo saved them all personally when he came back.
Very admirable. I guess we start looking in the morning, I suppose. I did only pay for 2 nights here.
And we thought we're going to take a really quick tech break because I think Juan Carlos cannot hear or see us. So we will be right back. And we are back. Welcome back. All right, had to fix a quick tech issue. But we are back. Just had a brief conversation about how the city of Azmorin was attacked by fiends about 15 years prior to this campaign, or this time period. And over dinner, is there anything that anybody would like to accomplish? Any conversations that they would like to have?
No, not over dinner.
Okay.
I would like to quietly mention just to Vesper that I spoke to the group and that we would all be more than happy if he decided to come along with us, at least to Raishar.
Wow, that's I might take you up on that. Thank you,
No
Kira.
pressure, but
No, I don't feel any pressure with you. Devereaux Gert is sitting next to you, happily eating away at her dinner. Sarah has found herself between Kendall and Vesper. Sentinel next to Salix. Is there anything else that y'all would like to accomplish this evening before we have our hearts torn out?
I did want to have a conversation with Sarah.
Privately?
Mhm.
Or in front of the group? Okay, sure. Where are you?
Oh, maybe walking through the market.
Sure.
Yeah. Geez, how do we begin that conversation?
Is there something on your mind, Kendall?
Yeah. So I don't really know how to tell you this, but you trusted me with something, and I lost the book that we had, and I know you trusted me, and I know that I would told you that you could. I'm sorry, but I do have to get it back.
Thank you for telling me. How did you lose it?
It seems that as soon as we got it, people were looking for us, and they found us, and they attacked us. And
What kind of people?
I guess they're called the Silence.
Okay. This is something that we can handle. It will be a challenge, but I think that you can overcome this.
Whether I think so or you think so, I have to. I have to.
You have to what?
I have to find that book. I also met someone, and I made a promise or a deal of sorts.
You met someone?
No, not like that.
I wouldn't be upset if it was.
Their name's the Raven Queen.
You finally find yourself in the service of the Mistress of Fate.
What do you mean, finally?
Told you I had an idea of who you were when we met. I had seen you before.
Before Ilverness?
Ilverness, yes.
Ilverness. Yeah. Before we met in Ilverness?
Yes.
Do you mean one of your visions?
I do.
Oh.
Does that surprise you?
A little bit, but also, I guess, not so much.
I saw you with black raven wings sprouting from your back, wielding a great sword in battle. A grisly battle. Skeletons were at your feet, clawing at you. It was a horrifying division. I did not see the outcome. I did not see if you were victorious or not. But I saw her symbol blazed on your chest.
Normally that would maybe scare me, but I'll have to just be ready for that too.
It might not mean a literal battle, Kendall.
Okay, now I'm confused.
What I'm saying is what you might be fighting, it might not be outward, but inward.
Oh,
Yeah. Thank you for telling me about the Godfall.
I know I lost it, but it's now my responsibility to find it again and destroy it.
Is that
But I
what
thought you should know.
Oh, my apologies, I did not mean to speak over you. Is that what she commanded?
Yeah. I'd assume that I still have the sword with me, so I'll say, yeah, my first task was to get her, and then I have to use her help to destroy it.
Well, if I can be of service at all to you, you would let me know. Right?
Of course. Just you being here helps a lot. And I'll stop by like one of the vendors that's maybe selling flowers, and I will buy just a single mountain lily, and I'll grab it and I'll pay for whatever it costs, and I'll say to Sarah, "Here, this is for you. These grow, these grow from where I come from. It's a mountain lily, I think. You might have to ask Salix, but I know what they look like, and they're definitely up there. They're probably not called mountain lilies. Okay, they're definitely not called mountain lilies. That's just what I call them. I don't think lilies grow in the mountains. I don't think mountain lilies are a thing. But it's pretty, and you're pretty, and here, this
She
is for you.
kisses you if you'll allow it.
I will.
Mostly to shut you up.
I do need one more thing to do if you want to come with.
What is it?
I'll pull out my medallion that I got from the White Witch, and I say, I want to see if I can get Gert or maybe Vesper to get this medallion maybe into a scabbard.
Oh.
I don't really want anybody to know that I have this sword. I guess when other people hold her, she doesn't like it. But
You're...
also, if they found us with the book, they'll find me with the sword, and I would rather.
Could I see that medallion?
Yeah, here.
This is very strong magic. It's you should hold on to it actually. You should stay holding on to it so that nobody can find you or anything you wear, including your sword.
Oh. Okay then. I think I still need a scabbard though.
Probably. I am glad to be
But-
of service.
But I think Vesper can help with that.
More than likely.
DM, how long has it been since we put that order in for a dress?
Not that long.
Then that'll be it for my conversation.
Okay. Deborah, anything you'd like to do?
As we're finishing off dinner, if I have a specific meal, I would like to offer the tail end of that food to Gert, because I thought you might like it, and I don't know. I'll eat a biscuit.
Thank you. Wait, that's not her. Oh, thank you.
I chew delicately, so. Never mind. I turn to Kiri. Kiri.
Yes, Dev? Yeah. Yeah.
How's your dinner?
My dinner's good. How's yours?
Great.
Are you feeling okay, Dev?
Is it hot in here? I feel like it's hot in here.
It is a little warm.
That might just be because there are 8 of us all right here.
I think I'm gonna go step outside, and I'll push away from the table and walk out.
Okay.
What is he okay? Are they okay?
I'll go find out.
I kind of lean
Follow them
in
outside.
and I say to Gert, I think you make them nervous.
Wait, I don't understand.
In a good way. In
Well,
a good way. you know?
okay. She like pushes around her food a little bit. Did they hide something in here? And she's like poking around at it.
I start
Ash does it
inspecting
down.
her food. Like, does it look like there's something weird with her food at
I
all?
don't know, Deborah. I just listen to look at this. Okay. They're just being weird.
Okay.
I guess they're just nervous. I don't know.
Yeah. Maybe they said something and then thought it sounded strange in their head. I know that happens to me sometimes.
Okay. Deborah, where do you go outside?
Just out the door and just stand out in front of the inn tavern. Where
Kendall, you nearly bump into him. Nearly bumped into them. I'm so sorry, Deborah.
Oh, hey, Dev. Hi. Where's everyone else? Where'd you
oh,
go?
they're at the table. They're at the table. I just needed a little fresh air.
Oh. Does it smell in there?
A horse cart
Yeah.
walks by carrying a bunch of waste on it.
Ugh, it's so much worse out here, though, Dev. What happened in there?
Nothing. Dinner was great. You should go inside. It's hot. It's hot in there, so I needed to come outside. That's all.
Well, I can wait with you out here if you'd like.
No, that's okay. You and Sarah go have fun inside. What?
I kind of look him up and down, and I'm just... Okay, then.
Okay.
I'll walk inside.
When you walk inside, Gert pipes up. Did they say anything?
Oh, I think they knew there was a waste cart coming by, and they like it, maybe? I don't know.
What?
It's weird. They like it smells better outside, they said. I don't know. And then I look at and then something kind of clicks in my head and I go, "Oh. No, they're fine." And then I'll tell Sarah, "Hey, do you mind ordering me some more bacon? I'll be back."
I think I should go check on them.
Okay then. Where's the waiter?
You don't see anybody currently.
And I'll just sit down waiting patiently.
Gert hops up and scoots down from our little chair and runs out. Devereaux!
Oh, Gert. Hi.
Are you okay? You're being kind of weird.
No, I'm fine. I'm fine. It was really hot in the tavern, so I wanted to step outside. It's fresh out here, isn't it?
No,
Is
it's not.
Oh. Well, a cart just rolled by. It was nice beforehand, I swear.
Okay.
But yeah, sorry.
Why don't you come back to dinner?
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Yeah. That sounds fine.
Okay, come on. She'll give you her hand.
I'll take it.
Devereaux, as you walk through the door, you can feel a shift in the air. You all feel it. Actually, Salix most acutely, but none more so than you, Kiri. Please make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh dear.
This is not determining the success or failure of what you might think it is. It is just necessary for
Okay.
what is about to happen.
Sure, gotcha. Oh, my wisdom save's not great. Oh, that's not bad. Oh, I'm looking at the wrong thing. That's 13 plus 9, 22.
Okay. For the
That would be
moment,
alright.
you feel, while you have it's almost like being drunk. You have a pretty decent grasp on your facilities, but you're being pulled. Because you rolled so well, this is going to happen slowly.
Okay.
Devereaux, you watch as Kiri begins to grow paler? No, they're becoming incorporeal. You can all hear the wind rustling even around in this tavern, and people begin to look around.
It's all my fault, isn't it?
I
Shouldn't have muted.
Kiri, are you okay?
That is a great question right now. I'm not sure.
Does anybody else feel that? Do you feel that? Kendall, do you feel that?
Kiri, are you gonna eat that? Kiri?
I'm gonna start poking the table. Does my hand go through?
Yes.
Oh, that's... Oh,
Uh-oh.
that's new.
I will rush over.
I get up too, and I rush over to them as well.
Let go of Gert's hand. Kiri? What's going on? You look...
I don't know.
Kiri, you can start to hear familiar sounds that are definitely not a part of this plane that you are on. They are the sounds of birds that only exist in one place. And you are being now more forcibly pulled.
Oh, what? That's not even possible.
What's not possible?
What's not? Kiri. What? I'm gonna try to like grab their shoulders and like I'm trying to like.
Your hand goes right through them.
Kiri?
I think I'm going home.
Wait.
Do you
What?
want to go home?
Wait. How?
I don't know.
What did you?
Do you want us to find you if you go?
What?
I don't know. Yes, no, maybe.
No, Kiri. Does
No.
you have to?
I thought you were banished. How are you going home?
I don't know. Maybe something happened on the other side. I don't know.
You are starting to be able to see less and less of your friends. You only have a few more seconds for anything else you'd like to say.
I got nothing.
We'll find you. We'll find you.
I can't even bring myself to respond.
And with that, Kiri fades away.
Okay.
In the distance, you hear screaming.
What was that? Kiri? I'm probably going to try to bolt to wherever that screaming was.
You hear a woman outside screeching. My husband! Please! He was just right here! He faded away! Please, somebody help me!
Your husband's gone?
Yes! I
who was your husband?
His... Oh, fuck, he's got a name. His name was Valentin. No, that's an NPC's name. His name was... Somebody give me a name.
Jeffrey.
No.
I don't know.
Salix, give me a name.
Victor.
His name was Victor.
Tell me about your husband. What do they do? Are they do they know? Just what were they doing?
They were just standing. He was just standing here, and he's very tall. He has dark like red skin and red hair. He's a genasi.
A what?
A genasi. He's a.
Is
Make a check. Make a d20 check with proficiency.
18.
Genasi are plain touch races.
Genasi. Plain touched. Um. Did they always live here in Asmaran? How long did you
Yes.
live?
He's lived here since he was a child.
Okay. What did he do? What was his? Was he a merchant?
He's a tailor.
A tailor? I don't. This is. Um. Okay. Did he always live? I don't know. Oh my goodness. Where's Salix? Where's Dev? Did anybody follow me out or?
I am collapsed and holding my hands on the chair where Kiri was.
Salix is essentially just standing there trying to run through all the magics and all the history she's ever learned to figure out how this could have been possible.
Salix, you can make a check if you'd like.
Would that be Arcana or History?
Whatever you'd like, whatever you are in, whatever you're proficient in. Nature. You can make a nature check since nature drew to use spellcasting.
Okay. Hey, that's 18.
You know the banishment spell. This is what it sounds like. Since Kiri is not from this plane, a banishment spell would send them home. But you didn't see anybody casting spells, and this looked a little different.
Yeah.
I'm gonna start while that's happening. I'm sorry, Salix. I'm just gonna be running through the vicinity, kind of like screaming and like asking, "Has anybody else disappeared? Did you watch anybody disappear?" And like I'm gonna just be like talking to these people.
Make a charisma check.
That's a 16.
After about 3 or 4 minutes of this, you find somebody watching you from the end of the street. They are dressed in light robes, kind of white with gold accents, like a golden colored accent. You see they have an insignia of an eye on their chest. And they are sitting there watching you. And as you notice them, they begin to approach you. As they step out of the shadows, you see it's a female figure. Something has happened. My name is Anna, and I work for the Knowing Mistress.
I know I interrupted Eris, so I don't know if she wanted to go back.
Go ahead, Salix.
After realizing that it was similar to a banishment, I would probably go out to follow Kendall.
Yeah. You see him.
So at this point, I'd probably catch up to him.
Yeah. You see him standing face to face, essentially, maybe 6 to 8 feet apart from a woman dressed in the robes that you would know to be of the Knowing Mistress or Ioun.
The who? The Knowing...
Ioun. She has kind of dirty blonde hair, pulled back, brown eyes.
Do you know what happened here?
I have a theory. I don't think I'm going to like it, though. She looks around. My mentor just disappeared. She was an Eladrin of the Feywild. She had a few moments to tell me before she departed that she was being pulled by magic far beyond her own. She's a 9th level spellcaster, or 9th circle spellcaster. There's no way if the magic was far beyond her own. And I have heard the screaming in town. Seems like other planar beings are being pulled back home.
We just lost an Eladrin friend as well. This must be the work of something as powerful as the gods.
I don't even know if the gods could have done this.
There's something more powerful than the gods?
On the prime material plane, many things have more power to exert their will over creatures than the gods do. I think this might... The only thing I can think that is as powerful as this is a wish spell. A very, very powerful wish spell.
Is that a spell someone can... I don't...
Not anyone, only a handful of people.
Who would wish everybody away from this plane? That's such a big thing to ask for.
I don't know, someone who...
Is
I'm
that-
working on my own theories. I don't know, I've just learned of this.
There are a lot of things that come from other planes, aren't there?
Many.
We had just learned about Asmarin's history, so...
Yeah.
Even things from the Hells, right? Hells are a
Yes.
different plane, right?
Yes.
Well, that takes care of one problem, I suppose. But
Depends on how...
also creates a lot more problems.
Yes.
We have to go get Dev. How...
I
can't
figured
even begin to
Edgar
think
would
about-
be best to comfort them. I didn't know what to do there.
Kiri. As you phase shift from the prime material into the ethereal, you hear the screaming echoes of ghosts, of creatures not of your world or the next, but the in-between. For just a flash, and then you find yourself in front of a city. An elven city familiar to you.
Oh dear. How do I know this city?
Because this is where you were born.
Oh dear.
You see,
I want to look around.
You
to
look
see
around?
if there are any indications of intentionality.
yeah, sorry, I'm just looking for my notes.
Mhm.
Okay. One second. You look around and you see it is eternally dusk here. The trees push higher than anything you've seen on the prime material plane. The city in front of you is the epitome of beauty. Stunning white marble makes up the outer walls. Ahead of you, a guard rides in your direction.
Oh dear. First
Okay.
instinct is to go for my hammer, but
Your hammer's
I'm
there.
just not feeling it right now.
Your hammer
It is or
there.
isn't?
It's there. All of your
Okay.
belongings are on your person.
Okay. Yeah. First instinct is grab for the hammer, but I'm just not feeling that right now. So I just like, whatever happens, happens.
This rider rides up and you hear the white horses' thundering hooves. You're on a road, if you can call it that, but you can tell it doesn't get much travel, and you know it's because
Mm-hmm.
it's a very strict in and out city.
Yeah.
The rider rides up and you see a beaming moon blade in their hand. They lift up their chainmail visor, or plate mail visor. Prince Curie, you've returned home.
It,
Your parents will be
See-
so delighted. Come, let me help you.
of course.
He reaches out a
Oh.
hand to you and lifts you up onto the horse with him. He's very strong.
Yeah.
Good old paladin boy.
Mm-hmm.
You don't recognize him. You don't seem to.
Yeah.
And he begins to carry you right alongside you
Sure.
back to the city.
Do I notice if... Is there a rough way for me to gauge how much time has elapsed here, as opposed to on the Prime Imperial?
Ooh, good question. Why don't you make a nature check?
All right. That's not great. That's like, I'm gonna use an advantage on that. That wasn't great. Oh, that's much better. That's 22 total.
As you ride up, you notice that the buildings look much the same as when you left. You recognize several structures, a couple more that you don't recognize. So I would say that 26, you gather it's been years, because you've been on the
Mhm.
Prime Material for how many?
15.
15. So it's been at least that long.
Okay. I'm just kind of looking at everything as we go by in somewhat of a daze.
Definitely. Salix, Kendall, Devereaux. What would you like to do? Sentinels behind you, Salix.
Where's Vesper?
Vesper is with Devereaux.
Devereaux?
I turn around and look at Sentinel. Do you know how to get to the Feywild?
I can get you there. I can get a few of us there.
I look to Kendall. You
I
said
nod.
you'd find them.
Yeah, I said, yeah, I'll say. Yeah, I think we have to find them. I
Oh.
know they were wanting to go back home, but I don't think it's safe for them back home.
They didn't really make it sound like they were welcome, so they might be in trouble.
We have to at least find out.
I think I remember something about there was something about going to the Feywild that the elders mentioned it once and didn't really. There was something. I don't remember what it was. All right, I guess let's go see if Dev's okay.
Deborah.
Yes.
You have Vesper next to you, who is staring at where Kiri was, in shock as well.
Well, I guess they went home.
Home. They never expressed wanting to go home.
I'll stand up and I'll sit in Kiri's chair. That's right, this chair is now Kiri's chair. They've wanted to go home for as long as I've known them. But I had the feeling they weren't planning on it happening like this. Vesper, you like Kiri, right?
Yes, I do like them.
Do you want to help us get them back?
Sure. Yes, I do. What do I need to do?
I don't know. I have no idea. Oh, ye gods. Gert, is the library still open?
I think so.
Good. I feel like I got some all-nighters to pull, some books to read. We're gonna figure out a way to get to the Feywild.
Kendall and Salix. Do you go get Devereaux?
Yeah, I'm making my way back to Devereaux for sure.
They're about halfway out the door whenever you find them.
Hey, Dev, you doing okay?
No, not really. But I was gonna go to the library and see if I could find some books about getting to the Feywild, anything.
Oh, well, luckily for you, we have Sentinel.
I look at Sentinel. What's Sentinel gonna do?
He said he can get us to the Feywild.
Oh, really?
No
You can-
research needed, though it's probably a good idea to research. There was something that the elders said about Feywild, and I don't remember what it is, but there was something definitely really important to remember.
I think I skipped that day in class, so I can't help with that.
You skipped a lot of days in class. It doesn't surprise me.
I wish I knew more about the Feywild, but unfortunately, you can only do so much research in a small halfling town.
Did that priestess of Ioun kind of like follow us, or they kind of just left?
She left.
Okay, they're gone.
You would probably know where to find her.
Yeah.
Is there? Do I remember? Is there a temple to the Raven Queen in Azmoran?
There is. It's a small one, but there is.
Well, whatever we need to do. Should we go to the library with Dev and see what we can find about the Feywild before we go?
Sentinel speaks up. I've never been to the Feywild, so I don't know much about it.
Yes, we should, definitely. And all of our heads put together would make that research go a lot better, I believe.
Sentinel,
Yes.
out of curiosity, so you can get us there. what about getting back?
That's where it gets tricky.
Oh, I don't like tricky.
I want to say that I can. I'll have to talk to the elders and see. To the Council of the Divine Covenant.
The what?
The organization that I work for.
Huh. Like a club?
Like a club.
Okay. Okay. Well, all right. You talk to your club and I'll go to the library.
Very well. Salix, I'll see you soon.
Yeah.
You notice he heads off in a northern direction. Sarah, you see, kind of peeks out of the tavern. Kendall, I should probably return to the castle. I think they're going to be needing some help.
Okay. I rush over to her and I give her a big hug and I say, "Be careful, okay?"
You too. Let me know if you need anything.
I will.
She takes off. You hear there's some shouting down the street. A little bit too far to hear what it's exactly about, but it sounds maybe like a disagreement or something that is normal, not outside the realm of possibilities. Devereaux, you'd like to go back to the library?
I go with them.
I do too.
Yes, but I also need to remember not to leave Gert just sitting around. So before I leave, I stop. Okay. All right. And I'll head back into the tavern and see if she's still in there.
She's still in there.
Gert,
Is everything
Gert.
okay?
I mean, as great as it can be when your best friend vanishes in front of your very eyes. But we're gonna go to the... I need to go figure out a way to save them. And by save them, I mean find them. Because, I mean, really, I don't know if they're in danger or if they went home. And if they're happy, that's great. But I should probably get a little closure on that. But I need to go find them. So I have to go to the library. And I'm sorry, but dinner's done. And you can come if you want, but you don't have to because it might be boring. And Kiri's like... my really good friend, but I know you like them, but I don't know if this is something that you're really excited about or interested in, but
Devereaux!
really have to go take care of this.
Devereaux! I'll go with you.
You will?
Yes. Come on.
Okay. Thank you. I'll hold my hand out.
She'll take it.
Let's go.
Getting to the library is easy. Maybe it takes you less than 10 minutes from your current tavern. You find yourself in... It's late, so as you walk up to the castle, what previously was a beautiful sunlit day now has shifted into dusk. And the castle lights are all up, lit. There are various lamps spread among the gardens that are lit, and you see... This is kind of a romantic time. You see several couples meandering through the gardens. Your energy is much different. You find yourselves walking quickly, if not running, to the castle library. What would you like to look for?
Anything Feywild related, specifically Salix is probably going to specifically look for plants, animals, flora, fauna, that kind of stuff
Okay.
of Feywild to see what will be there when she gets there.
All right. Go ahead and roll investigation. Kendall?
I am going to be
use my
looking.
advantage.
Okay.
I'm going to be looking into high-level spell casting. Anything I can about wish spells and who can and what's needed and why, or anything about it.
Okay, roll investigation. Devereaux.
Okay, so laundry list: myths and legends of the Feywild,
Okay.
history of the Feywild,
Okay.
planar travel and portals,
Okay.
and I feel like that's a good start.
Rolling for investigation.
I got a 16.
Okay. Kendall.
14.
Devereaux.
That would be a 22.
Excuse us. You find
This is very important.
yeah, it's very important, Devereaux, and you've just gotten used to this library. Salix, you do find a book about observed flora and fauna from the Feywild. You find it is a hybrid of plants that are in the wild and also plants that are in the Feywild, and plants that we can find here that are also there. So the same kind of species. Kendall, you find a book called Wizarding for Dummies. You find, Devereaux, 3 books all on what you're looking for. One is myths, one is actually about childhood stories that are told about the Fey creatures that are actually just scary stories and not true, and then how it goes into length about how some of them are true, such as not accepting food from Fey, and because it's more often than not poisoned or harmful to you in some way, and not to. It discusses people who have made deals with Fey. It also discusses true names, the concept of true names, and how names have power, and it refers to another book which talks about even just giving the name that you are called often to a Fey can be dangerous. You find a book about portals and the different kinds of portals there are. Which you learn the most powerful is a gate spell, which can pull a single person or a single object or person through. You find out about the plane shift spell, which can transport different people to different city or different places within the Feywild. You also find history of the Feywild, which talks about important cities and things like that. And it lists 3 major cities. These 3 major cities are Einthness, Honore, and Serene. Einthness, Honore, and Serene. I will message them to Sunday Friends.
Hooray. Perfect. As I'm reading, I am definitely sharing these stories from the children's book. And I'm sure maybe Kiri's told me some minor stories at some point that I don't know offhand, but this is good to know. So maybe when we get there, we come up with fake names.
Ooh.
Well, I mean, you can work on it now, but probably best to be safe. Right?
Start looking at Kendall like, what would someone call you?
So you'll also notice that Kendall's actually very much paying attention to the book he's reading, so much so that he's not paying attention, or that I'm not paying attention to my surroundings, because this is a new sight for you to see Kendall actually paying attention to the book. And I'll look up to you and I'll say, "Oh, I don't know why you're looking at me like that, but look at this." And I open up the book that I have that I was reading about the high-level spellcasting, or the spellcasting for dummies. And I open up to one of the
High-level spellcasting.
Yeah.
I like it. Keep that description.
Right. Look what I found. I think I know who did this. And I open up the book, and I open it up to a ring, and I'll say, "I've seen that ring before."
What do you mean you've seen that ring before? What is it? What is that ring?
This book says it's a ring of 3 wishes.
Well, that's a specific name.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, maybe that's not what it's called, and I'll like show the cover of the book, spellcasting for dummies or wizarding for dummies. I was, maybe it's just simplified, but in any case, this ring was in Daventart's cave.
What, you know, I mean, there's got to be more than one, right?
What?
Who said that?
Camille.
Oh, didn't Alexander get the ring from?
Oh, no. He got
From
that
the-
in this is, you have no idea what this ring is.
Then I don't know what this ring is.
No.
Never mind.
This ring
Let's
was
also-
in the veil of the vault of Mirwin Sidarka.
Never
So,
mind then.
Let's
Never mind then.
rewind.
Let's go back. I got
was gonna
wrong
say,
information. My bad.
Kendall.
Then I'm just gonna go back to, why are you looking at me like that?
Kendall, you do find in the very beginning of this, there's a chapter that describes the most powerful spells that wizards can cast. This is sort of like an evangelical book of Come to the Crystalline Academy. And it talks about casting astral projection and casting true. I don't know if wizards ever get true resurrection. But then the last one it talks about is the wish spell.
Okay, so I'll just kind
I
of
just-
like recap that for what I read, and I'll kind of just like pass along that information to everyone.
You can share what you learned from Anna.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Why would somebody want to cast a wish spell to get rid of everybody who's not from here?
I mean, maybe they were trying to get rid of a specific group of people and cast too wide of a net.
Or maybe they were trying to get rid of the devils or something. I have no idea. This is a question I don't think we'll ever be able to answer.
Who has magic like that?
Who would do that?
Wishes are pretty important, right? You just got to be careful with your words, from what I would think. I'm gonna go get more books, and then I'm gonna go look for books on like creatures of like dangerous creatures that we may have to encounter in the Feywild.
Yeah, make an investigation check for me.
That will be a 12.
Okay. You find the same book that Salix had originally found about plants. There's a small section at the end about creatures, about red caps and that kind of thing. Oops, I can pull up the D&D Beyond. Fae. D&D Beyond, you guys.
Is there anything in that book about like if they're dangerous or?
Oh yes, you all learned from your studies that the Feywild is inherently dangerous. It's about as dangerous as, if maybe not more so, than a walk through the wild woods without a guide.
We've done that
And
once
none of us-
before. We're good.
Yeah, and none of us have been there before. So it's a bunch of us walking through a dangerous wood filled with things that want to kill you or make deals with you or somehow harm you, without a guide, trying to find someone where we don't know where they wound up. Right? That's the plan?
Well,
Sounds good to me.
yeah, I guess so.
I don't feel very comfortable with any of this. I mean, I don't think that we're supposed to be comfortable. But didn't Curie say that we were supposed to take like a month off to just do nothing, and that we were not supposed to be risking our lives unnecessarily?
I
And
feel like
I don't think they did this on purpose.
I think
well,
that
no, but
Is there maybe a way we could send them a message? Is there like a courier? I don't know.
what, like mail?
Like a I don't know.
Interplanar mail delivery?
This is all new to me, Dev.
Well, I thought you dealt with portals, Kendall.
You were there when I found out how to do that,
Oh,
which was a
Oh.
while ago.
oh goodness. Okay.
And I still don't know how to do it. Sentinel's gone. We can't ask him.
Oh, we should have sent you to the club. Maybe they could have helped you.
actually, if you're supposed to be Horizon Walker 2, is that no? Wait, that's not. Never
They do
mind.
like an apprenticeship or
I
something.
think I have enough responsibilities with the Raven Queen.
Yeah, I don't actually think that that's the same thing.
Isn't that okay?
It,
I
it's
feel-
like it's like being a jeweler, and then sometimes you're in a jeweler's guild, but you're not necessarily. You don't have to be a jeweler.
That makes sense to me.
What
I
did-
think.
What did my mom always used to call those folks that volunteered for unpaid interns? That's what you are for the Raven Queen.
I look at Salix like, do you know what that meant?
It means you're getting experience.
Oh, I'm okay with that.
Perfect. Jeez. I feel like it would be a long shot to expect historical figures from the Feywild to be sitting around in the Asmarin library, so I think I'll cut my losses with what I've got here and borrow these books. Do I need a library card, Gert?
No,
Oh, good.
there's just a little checkout system out front. You just sign your name.
Oh, good. I will do that. Yes, I will check these books out with my name.
Okay. Well, if whatever you say is best, we can leave.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and take this one. I think there's still some notes that I want to take from it, and then we'll bring these back before we leave.
Okay, I'll take this one with me too.
Okay, just make sure you sign your name out. I don't want them to think we're stealing books.
Of course not.
There's a ledger
Yeah.
up by the front door into the double doors into this library where you can write your name and the title of the books you're borrowing. Say, look, you would recognize that the paper is magical. And as soon as you're done writing your hand, it glows with a faint yellow kind of light for just a moment.
That's a very interesting system they have going there.
Yeah. I would just be careful to return them because I heard that they just disappear if you don't. The books.
Fair. I wasn't planning on taking it. I did just want to, get a little bit more information from it.
Of course. But accidents happen. Okay, anyway. Alright. You all head out?
After signing, yes.
Kendall,
Takes
do
me
you
a
say-
while to sign, but it worked. I do it.
Alright. We are going to take our midstream break. We'll be right back. Please get some water and something to drink. And yeah, we'll be back soon. And welcome. Welcome. Why don't you show us what you're holding up there, Devereaux?
My handy dandy Curie sticker. representing our good invisible pal.
Why don't we start with Curie?
Oh boy.
Curie. The halls of your birth home are tall, white. The buildings curve into the mountains, are pulled from trees, made of molded earth. The Eladrin here have shaped their surroundings so that they can live. You see the semblance of what a human would recognize as a city. Blacksmith, tailors, stables filled with horses. You ride past all of them. Till you find yourself standing in front of your ancestral home. The castle of the Amaranths. What would you like to do?
I would like to note that as I'm riding through the city, I begin to put together like how this is a reflection of Asmarin. Like, oh, there was a restaurant on that corner in Asmarin too, and I just like begin to put together that this is like, having had no basis for comparison otherwise, I begin to see how, in my opinion at least, Asmarin is just a lesser version of this.
Something like that, yes. You know that this is the oldest city in the Feywild.
Mhm.
Which is why your family has run it for what seems to be all of eternity. You know, since the Dawn War. Sorry, I caught Juan Carlos's eyebrows. Andrew, can I get a gift of that, please? Thank you.
I would like to enter my house alone without any guards, beefy paladin boys or otherwise.
This beefy paladin boy tries to ride all the way up to the front door with you.
Okay, I'll let him get that far, but I would like to walk in on my own.
Where have you been all this time?
I suppose that that depends on what you mean by all this time. I've been in a couple of different places.
Wow. I mean, we've wondered. Welcome home, Prince Curie.
Thank you. Proceed into the house.
It's not exactly a house,
Yeah.
is it?
No.
What does it look like?
I like to think that it occupies the same sort of elevated portion of the city that the Keep in Azrin occupies. It's this just enormous gilded marble structure that looms isn't quite the right word for how it occupies its place above the city, but it definitely towers over the rest of the city, and it's got a great fucking view from pretty much almost any angle. But even though most of the structure itself is stone, there seem to be just like there's just life everywhere. Small little animals, both magical Feywild creatures and regular mundane animals, all over the grounds, in and out of windows, in and out of doors. Enormous trees coming up from the central courtyard and just lining the approach on either side. It's pretty fucking cool.
You catch sight of a small pack of blink dogs running around the gardens, chasing a few pixies and sprites in some game. It's almost the same as when you left it, it seems. It's hard to get an estimate. there are 6 guards stationed at the front doors. And as you approach, motionless, expressionless, they simply part ways. Kiri.
Shit, I'm muted. I said I'm gonna try to quickly get into the door before anybody uses the P word again.
They each give you an acknowledging low nod of their heads. I suppose that word is a bow. Not quite a full bow. You walk through the front door, and you see 2 figures walking towards you, as if they had heard the news. Who are these 2 figures to you?
I imagine these 2 figures would be my parents, King and Queen Amaranth, respectively.
What do they look like?
Slightly more elfy than me, in sort of the traditional sense. Both are these sort of very regal figures that wear a blank expression very well. They both have this sort of long, straight hair and are clothed in these sort of green and gold royal garments, crown and all. And even though they're of a similar stature to me, they have an imposing, imperious presence.
Welcome home, Prince Kiri. My child. They each give you an acknowledging nod, but it... You know what it is. It's disappointment.
Yeah. How long has it been?
Long enough, my dear. Long enough. Your rooms are as they were. Dinner will be served on the hour. We will see you then.
Thank you.
They kind of wait for you to bow to them before they take their leave.
I do. Yeah. I bow to them and proceed off somewhere, probably towards my room.
Okay. Sunday friends minus Kiri. What would you like to do?
Well, so we have research on the Feywild, possibly a way to get there. Do we have any idea where whatever this magic would have put Kiri? Do we have any idea of where to start our search?
Make an intelligence check.
Four.
Not a clue.
Yeah, well, Dev, you spent the most time with Kiri. They seem to be the most open with you. Do you know of anything that might help find them?
They didn't speak too much about home, but a couple times they did. Trying to remember if feel like Kiri talked about some of the beauty of the Feywild, and I vaguely recall a discussion about a giant mountain of sorts. Maybe, I don't know. According to this book, there's only a couple big cities, and that would be the best place to start, would be to check the cities. I just, don't know how far apart they are, or how to get to them, or what's in the cities or how they feel about halflings and non-fey. You know, those just little trifles, I guess.
Also, the possibility of just walking into a city knowing nobody and nothing and asking around to find someone you're looking for is actually extremely low. Believe it or not, that's kind of what happened when I was looking for Kendall the first time.
Oh,
Oh, I have an idea.
No, I did actually have a place to start, and it ended up being right. But that's different.
oh, so you're saying we should trust to luck? Which reminds me, is there a temple or shrine to
Avandra?
fuck? Yes, that
Could
one.
probably find one.
Cool.
Kendall, you said you had an idea?
And I pull up my hand and I grab my ring real tight and I close my eyes and I go, Kiri, can you hear me, Kiri? Well, I tried.
Can I hear? Didn't think so.
But
Just kind of rub your back. I'm sorry, Fuzzy.
maybe they'll work in the Feywild, and I guess if we get close enough, you know.
That's true, but well, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but we get in a lot of trouble in our own plane of existence where we kind of know what's going on and as a general thing. But I kind of feel like if we start going into the Feywild with nobody that actually knows the Feywild, we're probably going to end up in a bit of trouble.
Well, at least while we're there, we have the excuse of being ignorant of things. Here, we don't really have an excuse now, do we?
It's also not like we can just ask anyone if they know, because Kiri's not supposed to be there from what they've said, right? So maybe we shouldn't be telling people that we're looking for them. You see, this is a good thing that we're talking about this because we would get in trouble. I don't
Yeah.
know where to go from this, Salix.
Well, I just thought we'd at least think about that before we just went. It seemed like a...
Would we know that Leona is part of Ladrin?
She and Kiri talked about it quietly, but within Salix's presence, so she heard it. But unless you ask that out loud.
No, I wouldn't ask if I didn't know.
Okay.
Well, I think we're gonna get in trouble no matter what we do and where we go. So,
And I think we're in trouble now.
I mean, yeah, we're missing our good friend.
They did say they didn't know if they wanted to go home or not. Maybe they'll have a way back?
But I thought that they wanted to go home, but they couldn't. They weren't allowed to go home.
Should we just let them go?
What?
I mean, they didn't...
But Salix, they weren't welcome home. They could be in trouble. And
Yeah.
and if they want to stay home, that's great. But I want to know that they'll be fine.
Should at least get to say goodbye.
I mean, I want to know that they're okay too, but they wanted to go home and then they went home, and us going to the Feywild is very dangerous for someone if they don't want to leave, especially if we're not entirely sure we can come back.
Well,
if you think of all the things that, I mean, wouldn't you want to come back?
Yeah, of course.
Because that's where they came from. I promised them I'd help them find their home or get back home, and I just want to make sure that that's really what they want. And I can't make you go because I know that you're already really far from your home too.
I kind of look down at my tattoos and I say, well, actually, there's a lot of questions that I still have. And if home is connected and I'm connected, then there might be more answers there for me. So, I just feel like we should at least think our way all the way through this, because what's better to actually go and help if you're not completely prepared for all the possibilities, or at least think about some things, you know?
Yeah. I just hope they'll be okay while we prepare.
Okay.
Did you want to go to the Temple of the Raven Queen before we left?
Yeah, I might be able to ask her some things. If she'll answer.
You are all having this conversation out in front of the castle, am I correct? You see a familiar burly figure walk up. It is Sentinel, although he's not alone. Next to him, you see a very odd-looking creature. This creature is definitely vulpine in nature. They are quite a large fox with 3 tails. Salix, you might recognize this as a kitsune. And suddenly, you are surprised when you see a set of largely, wildly intelligent eyes and a smile break across its mouth. And when it opens its mouth, it speaks. Hi! I'm Kiyu!
Oh gosh, talks.
Of course I
Hi.
talk.
Hi, I'm Salix.
Hi,
This is
Salix.
my brother.
Hi, Sentinel.
Brother.
And I'm Kendall.
Hi, Kendall.
And I'm startled, but you
Hi,
can call me
Startled.
Devereaux. You can call me Devereaux.
Okay.
Sentinel? Anything?
This is Kiyu. She is a companion of a friend of mine. Although maybe he is her companion. He's definitely my companion, but he's off on his own adventure right now. He's getting married. Oh.
Well, congratulations to him.
Thank you. He's actually how I got my 3rd tail.
Oh.
Yeah. I
I'm
went with
sure
him.
that
Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
Oh, I was just gonna say, I'm sure that was a very interesting story.
Oh, yeah, I'm happy to tell you that. I hear, oh, I heard you wanted to go to the Feywild.
We want to, yes.
Okay. You want to go with me?
Well, have you ever been there before?
I was born there, silly.
I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
How are you still here?
Ah, that's the thing about that. I was sent back this morning. I was sent back to my home. Like, where my home is. Like, where my parents are. And I just plain shifted back.
Just
did-
like
Oh,
that?
Wait, you did what?
Plain shift. It's a druid spell. I'm a druid.
oh, I'm a druid too.
Oh, that's so exciting. Hi.
Wow. Okay.
Can you only do that for yourself?
No, I can do it for a lot of people.
And now look at Salix. Hmm?
Okay.
Is this weird?
well,
Is that because is this only weird because I'm a fox and you watch as she shifts? It looks like a reverse wild shape. It shifts into a humanoid form with long, thick red hair that trails down and covers largely exposed body. There are only vines and leaves covering up things that are appropriate, seemingly. Is this
No? Well,
better?
Actually, it wasn't at all because you're a fox. I'm just
Oh.
kind of nervous about going to another plane.
Oh, it's your first time. Oh, that's okay. I can tell you all about it.
Yeah, Kendall's unfazed as well. Just okay. The only thing that kind of made me a little was like the fact that she thought I would be weirded out by it.
What's wrong, Devereaux?
Nothing. I like your hair.
Oh, thank you. This is in my real form, but I like it.
It's a good form.
Oh, thanks.
Well,
Sentinel tells me that you know Leona and Kestra.
yes.
You do.
Oh, that's so exciting. They have their brother is my companion.
Okay, with that,
Brother?
you see Salix physically relaxes. Oh, okay. Well, that is actually that's much better. Okay.
Oh yeah, Soren, that's their brother. Although I didn't know that for a long time. I don't know if you knew that Leona and Kestra are sisters.
Th-
Did you know that?
Wait, they're sisters?
What? I'm confused with Devereaux. Did you? They had a brother? They're related?
It's kind of a
didn't know
long story.
I kind of just nudge Kendall. Just don't worry about it.
that-
I just need to know who you're looking for, and then I could tell you.
Well, so we're looking for a friend named Kiri.
Kiri what?
And I look to Dev.
Deborah would probably know Kiri's last name. What do you think? Yeah.
Amaranth.
What?
Amaranth. Amaranth.
Kiri Amaranth.
Are you talking about Prince Kiri Amaranth?
What?
Prince.
What?
Is there maybe a chance that there's a different Kiri Amaranth?
The
Yeah, it
name
has to be.
Amaranth is one of the oldest of the Feywild.
Uh-huh.
People don't take that last name unless they're royalty.
I whisper to Salix, did you know that?
You just get the look.
I mean, I can take you to their home. You're not gonna like it though.
You don't
I mean,
think that
It's nice, a nice place. It's just the Sealy Court. They could be kind of snobby.
Oh, the
Yeah,
Sealy
I
Court.
feel like we've heard that before.
Yeah.
And it can be really dangerous. And I say that I'm not trying to discourage you. I mean, I could take you to them.
I nudge Kendall one more time and just kind of call attention to my arm. And I look a little like,
Well, I think it's a great idea.
Okay, when do you want to go?
Ow, why are you nudging me?
well, I
Let's
don't
go.
know.
Sentinel speaks up. Curie is the only one I know who can get us to the Feywild. Or get you to the Feywild. And it sounds like she knows where they might be.
Yeah, but now I'm very nervous about going.
Every part of the
Why?
Feywild is dangerous from my understanding. Just different kinds of danger. The kind that'll kill you, stab you in the front, or the kind that'll stab you in the back.
Suppose.
All the more reason to get Kiri out of there.
I agree.
I'll put my hand on Salix's shoulder and I'll say, "That'll be fine."
Do you need to do
Alright, well, I
any...
guess let's go.
Sorry. Do you need to do any preparation before we go?
Did you want to say goodbye to Gert?
I'm right here.
Sorry,
No, it's okay.
you were really quiet.
Yeah, I'm just kind of absorbing everything.
Yeah, probably.
Vesper?
Yeah, Vesper came along too. He is just silent.
How about you, Vesper?
I feel like they would look for me, so I will go and look for them.
They would look for you. And they would
They-
look for all of us.
Thank you.
I look over to Q. Can you plane shift all of us plus one more?
I can plane shift me and 5 other people.
Okay.
Or is it 6? I forget sometimes. There's not a manual for this.
I reach into my pouch and I pull out my book and I say, "Well, I mean, have you tried looking at this?" And it's my Wizarding for Dummies book.
That's not... Oh, that's not for me, silly. That's for wizards. I can't cast those spells.
I'm thoroughly confused by that statement, but
It's
I
a
just
different
go,
type of magic, Fuzzy.
I thought the book was for dummies.
Yes.
"I think that's just the title, Dev," and I shove it back into my bag just quickly.
Actually, I can teleport up to 8 people.
Oh,
I just
okay,
remembered.
good. Because, including Kiri, there's, well, Sentinel, were you gonna come too, or did you want to stay here? I don't...
Are you talking to Sentinel?
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
That's okay.
I'll have to check in and make sure I'm able to go, but I might not be able to.
It's okay. Well, then it's the 3 of us, Vesper, and on
Me?
the return trip, yes, and on the return trip, hopefully Kiri too. So we should be okay then. Do we all have every bit of equipment that we think we need?
I might want to take a moment just to make sure I have everything and talk to Gert, but then I'll be ready.
Oh, Q.
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 That's
I
me.
apologize. Is there anything that you don't know we have that you think we should have while we're in the Feywild?
Do you have any health potions?
I think so. Yeah, I've got one.
I mean, I can heal.
I can make more. I can also heal, and I can make more potions. So that won't be a problem. Okay.
Okay. Like right now?
Oh, maybe we can go in the morning.
Oh, sure. Okay. Well, I'll just hang out, I guess.
We have a room.
Oh.
Hey, Salix, we have another night.
Yeah, actually, do you wanna come stay with us in our room for the night?
Oh, I would love to. Thank you. She like skips along.
It'll
still
be a
have to-
good get to know each other kind of.
We still have to come up with new names, right?
Yes.
That sounds like a great idea.
Oh, I've got it. You can be Bendel.
And you should be Kev.
I don't like that one.
I don't like the one you gave me either, but I was trying to be nice.
Oh.
Oh, I was gonna say Bev.
Oh,
Bevero.
I get it. And then you could be Balix.
Yeah. And then when we find Kiri, we can call them Beery.
Oh, I like it.
Do you think the Fae would be able to tell that those are fake names?
Yeah, we should definitely not do that.
I mean, it's better than telling them your real name.
Yes, but maybe find a more convincing fake name.
Oh, we should have checked the ledger for names.
True.
Oh well.
I was actually just gonna go through my history book and scan for names and see if any look good.
Sure.
Yeah.
That sounds like a good evening activity. Yeah.
Kiri. You find your room as you left it. Covered in a thin layer of dust. There are a few servants who are cleaning up as you enter. Prestidigitationing. Wow, that was impressive, I'm not gonna lie. The room, pulling down sheets. What does it look like?
It's large, but mostly empty, honestly. Like, there's not a whole lot of, like, stuff that I keep in here. And given the sort of marble that the entire place is made out of, it definitely comes across as a little bit sterile, a little bit too. Even with the dust, it comes across as just a little bit
Too
not
clean.
not very homey.
Yes. You look out the massive windows and you see the waterfall. A startling view of a waterfall off the edge of the castle keep into a large basin of water. You can hear the sounds of it from where you are. See the edge of the mountain just on the side of your view. It's very bright and clean and golden. Gilded, really. It does not take long for you to be summoned for dinner. You're summoned by one of the guards, one you do not recognize. You are aware that they're changed out frequently, but even so, you have no idea who this person is. Prince Kiri, you are needed for dinner.
Of course, I'll be down in a moment. Sort of
He waits.
gather myself and then head down.
Yeah, he walks right behind you. spear kind of at his side at the ready. You're not sure if he is meant to guard you from anybody else or guard anybody else from you. What does dinner look like here at home?
On a night when we are not hosting any sort of social function or large amount of people or anything, it is kind of unusual to be eating in what most people would consider to be a hall of some variety, and yet that is for some reason what my family has decided to do as its tradition. The four of us, my parents and my older brother, all come and we eat our dinner, and it's mostly very quiet. My older brother is very chatty to begin with, but he very much likes to talk about his own projects and his own pursuits and his own sort of life, and will very much go on describing that with or without anybody else really asking for this information. And so it is this very bubbly Eladrin, who is slightly older than me, just going on and on about whatever is currently caught his fancy, so to speak.
What form is he in?
Spring. My parents across from us are eating very quietly, as they do, and though it is a different kind of quietly from how I am, because I'm definitely kind of recoiled into myself, whereas they are projecting a presence outward. And I eat with the three of them in a very, very large room for some amount of time, and after dinner is done, I probably head right back up to my room if I have the opportunity to. I'm surrounded by maybe hundreds of people, most of which are at my beck and call for anything I could possibly want, and yet I don't think I've ever felt more alone in my entire life.
You hear at your door.
Come in.
It opens and it is your mother. Kiri. Welcome home.
Hey, Mom. Thanks.
It's been 100 years since I've laid eyes on you, and yet you look no different.
Okay. It's been 15 for me.
It has been 15 since you were exiled. Longer since I lost you.
That's a word choice.
Have you heard of what has happened in the summer court?
If we're talking about Actiarn, then yes. If we're not, no.
What about Actiarn?
I heard he perished, killed by something that used to be human.
It is true he perished, but he has been resurrected. Young woman gave her life for him. Young Aasimar.
Well, that part hasn't reached the other side.
No, it is quite recent. Venvir has not left his side since he returned. You remember your Aunt Venvir, don't you?
I do.
Yes, she has returned to us as well, 2 outcasts. But you know,
What's
family.
going on?
You know, family always has a place here.
I didn't-
You must, of course, act your part.
I haven't forgotten that part.
I expect not.
Why am I home? I. It, I don't understand.
There's been a disturbance in the weave. Someone who has called for something greater than I think they know. A mortal used a wish spell to banish all extraplanar deities from the primaterial plane.
You're kidding. Why would anybody even do that?
We do not know. We are having people look into it, but it has caused a great confusion. Many of our scouts returned earlier this morning, but it seems as though the farther you were from the center point of the wish, the longer it took. The wish took place several days ago.
Well, I hope whoever did that is done with their shenanigans.
Well, they better be careful because now every extraplanar deity is looking for them.
That's not surprising.
She knocks on the door. Bring us some wine. A few moments later, the door opens and a cart is pushed through. 2 glasses of red wine. Now, Curie, my child, tell me what it is you have been doing.
Well, I mean, you know everything that happened prior to the last 15 years, but, mostly wandering, waiting. Not really much more than that.
And in that time, did your queen save you? Did she
Save me from what?
exile, banishment, a lonely existence without your family?
No, but then again, I suppose neither did you.
You left us. Do not forget that. And you are lucky that when you came walking through that door, that we did not kill you where you stood. And you will do well to remember your place here. And that your place is here.
I mean, I do suppose I am lucky. After all, you already have a firstborn son. You have everything you need out of a child.
Yes, I am quite lucky to have a child who is not a disappointment. You've sullied yourself with the Unseelie court for long enough. Your life here is one that most mortals only dream of, and yet you shrug it away. You've always been selfish. But I can convince the Sealy Court to speak about bringing you back. Now that Actaeon is back, Oberon is back to his usual ways. All I need to do is to speak to Titania. Beg your pardon.
I kind of take a step back and bow very formally. I follow your lead, my queen.
Maybe you will prove your past self a fool, my child. Have a very good evening. She will give a slight nod
Bow once more.
and turn her back and leave the room. She left both glasses of wine.
I'll drink of both.
As you do so, you begin to feel your body growing heavy. Make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh, yikes. Oh, that's a 14 total.
Oh no, that's not the right song. There we go. You find yourself drifting, not into sleep, not into trance, somewhere else. It's another home of yours. The Unseelie Court home of yours. How is that place much different from this?
Well, a lot smaller. It's a God, there were maybe like 3 rooms total in the entire house, which was in the middle of maybe halfway between a village and a town. It was one of many random settlements that were scattered all over a particular forest. Most of the structure itself is almost entirely wooden. Most of the furniture is wooden as well, as opposed to all of the marble and gold and nonsense that I was previously existing in. If I do find myself in this place, though, my immediate reaction is to go immediately take a look around and search for my former partner, Zephyr.
You find yourself almost paralyzed. Like a night terror that the humans describe. Seems you are frozen here. Then make a perception check.
14 plus 4, I think. Yeah, 18 total.
You don't see any other people here, although you try to look around. It seems as though this is... You've heard of this. This is a poison that is not harmful to the body, but it's called Blessed Mercy because it gives you exactly what you want. But you are paralyzed within that.
Yikes.
You see just in the corner of the room, slight movement, and in the dark, you can see a figure. It's as though thinking about him willed him into existence. Describe Zephyr.
Zephyr is, like me, another Eladrin, frequently taking different forms. They usually prefer their summer form, which is female, though their winter form typically appears as male. As I knew Zephyr, they were very energetic. They were in many ways sort of the best of what I perceived the Unseelie Fae to offer. This free spirit which used their freedom to be joyful and bring other people joy. Someone just a little bit older than me, at least. Well, across their different forms, I think the key things to note are they were probably about a similar height to me, and they had eyes that were very piercing but also very kind.
These eyes do not notice you. Sunday, friends. There are some decisions to be made, both in character and out of character. So how about we call it an early session today while we figure out what to do, because there's going to be a considerable time lapse before Kiri. And so Kiri and I have some things to figure out. So we're going to wrap up about 30 minutes early today. Does anybody have anything like that they would like to accomplish, Kendall, Salix, Devereaux, before we end today's session?
I've been thinking about names. I had a suggestion.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, Kendall. What do you think about the name Kaimel?
Say it again.
Kaimel. Cause it's kind of like Kendall,
Kind
but not really. So that way, if someone accidentally says Kendall, we can kind of fudge it a little bit and pretend that we said Kaimel instead. Or, if you hear Kaimel, it sounds enough like Kendall that it might perk your ear up.
You're talking about me, huh? You think I think that's a good idea.
Well, I was also kind of thinking for me, I could use Sylvis, because it's a pretty common name and it's kind of like Salix. I'm having a hard time with Devereaux.
It's okay. I'll come up with something.
I don't know a lot of halfling names. Sorry, Dev.
They're just like regular names.
Well, I'm okay with Kaimel. And you're going to be Salix. I forgot already. What was it?
Sylvis.
Sylvis. Sylvis.
Yeah.
Hold on. Let me write this down. Does anybody have a quill?
I pull out a quill and a little notebook. And I say, here, you can keep the notebook.
I didn't pay attention to the notebook, and I'm trying to scribble the names on my hand. Oh, a notebook. That's probably a better idea. And then I grab it.
Yeah.
Oh my.
Look, and I show Dev. There's space for your name when you figure it out.
You know, if you sweat too much, that's gonna wear off, right?
I don't think so.
Is that already smudging?
No.
Or if you know,
And
you
I
wash
like
your
fill in the rest of the smudges. No.
Don't worry,
Oh.
I'll think of something and let you all know.
Okay. That's it.
Perfect. As you sit and contemplate the gravity of what you are about to attempt, we will meet you all the same time, same place next week. Let's go ahead and sign off.